Lab 2.
2. Woo. Alright, so we was talking about the Roc Nation brunch. I don't know if some of y'all know what that is, but I think over the weekend, Jay-Z had a brunch with a whole bunch of Black entrepreneurs. They were dressed up nice, and it just really motivated me. Like, just to see so much Black excellence in one room, it's just a powerful moment.
Yes.
And I had to talk about that. Like, for y'all to know, I love Jay-Z. He's like my idol. He's my role model.
Our first concert was actually a Jay-Z concert. And that right there, like, he's just an amazing person. And like, for him to have this brunch with, like Jazz said, Black excellence all over the building, like, that's very inspiring for us. Because we would want something like that, you know? And of course, everyone, who would not want to be invited to a Roc Nation brunch? Like, man, listen, he giving watches out. I need to get part of that. Like, that's something I want to do in the future. So,
yeah, I would love to be invited to that one day, just to be around people that just motivate you and is very business minded, you know, since I am a business student at UNT. And just to see people who look like me, people of color, it's amazing because you don't see that often. You don't see a lot of people like us that look like us that are business people doing so amazing things in the world. And I know a lot of people like, oh, Jay-Z, this and that. But one thing for sure, he is a great businessman. He might be... I don't care about him not being attractive or anything. The way that he thinks as a businessman is beautiful. So I can see why Beyonce is dating. Oh, well, excuse me, is married to him. Let me put some respect on that. Yeah. So that
very, very true. Like, that ambition is very, like, amazing. Like, I feel like having that much ambition to grow for your family is amazing. Like, I like that. Like, I feel like everyone should have that hustling spirit. So definitely, you know, that's like how great everyone was looking. Like, at the brunch was just amazing. Like, I want to dress up and be cute, you know, like, and then you're surrounded by great people and a lot of positive energy. And who does not want to be surrounded by positive energy?
Yeah. Not just like music people too. There's people that in film, actresses, whole different types of business people around you. And me and Storm was talking about earlier today having one.
Yeah.
You know, we might not be the richest, but to give people who are like-minded or even think beyond years to be in one room to conversate and just have great energy,
right?
That would be amazing.
Exactly. And I feel like our generation and us, like, living in Dallas, like, we should have that. Like, we should have, like, young entrepreneurs come out together and just bring good energy, bring, like, good vibes to each other, give, like, positive input in someone's life is amazing. So I feel like that's what we, you know, that would be great for us to do.
Very great.
So,
because Dallas, Texas has a lot of good talented people. A lot. You'll be surprised. You'll be like, that person from Texas?
Yes.
Or that person from Louisville?
Right. You know. We got some people out there that's really good. Like, and that even goes from, like, artists and, I mean, like, painting and music artists. And everybody's just doing so good. Definitely.
So we would definitely want to, no, we're going to have a brunch. We're going to probably mimic Roc Nation. We're not going to have watches to invite
no, we're not doing that. Maybe a little rose or something, you know.
Just rose of coffee.
Well, listen, it's not going to be,
Jolly Rancher. That's what you're going to get, Jolly Rancher for the invite.
The little big bag from Mark, call it a day.
You're invited to the SUI brunch.
Right?
Okay. But also,
today is my mother's birthday, so happy birthday, Mom. And we had a little brunch too, you know, it was cute.
So y'all doing brunch?
You know, trying to do some.
Happy birthday, it's Aquarius season. I'm Aquarius. Hey girl.
Okay.
But yeah, like that. So today on Lab 2, we're going to be talking about self-care and self-love.
Awesome topic.
Awesome. So, what is self-care to you, Storm? What does that look like to you?
Okay, self-care, foremost, you have to start with loving yourself. Like, I know that it gets hard sometimes when you find someone or you're in like relationships, friendships, whatever it is. Especially me, I'm a very caring person. So like sometimes I'll just stop what I'm doing and then just care about someone else. And like, I feel as though it's important for us to care about, like yourself. Like sometimes you can't go run out and go do something for somebody because sometimes that drains you. So I feel like self-care to me is like loving yourself inside throughout anything. What about you?
I think self-care is definitely about loving yourself. Like, you got a lot of people out here that say they love themselves and they really don't know how to love themselves. So I think that's what self-care is to me also. And it's also about healing from things that like broke you from the past and learning about the new you. Like, what do you like? What you don't like? And, self-care can be a lot of things. It can be like eating healthy, working out, drinking more water, getting more rest, surrounding yourself with people who don't think like you, because that's not how you're going to grow. Who do think like you, but also don't think like you, so you can be very diverse. And just that.
Yeah, that's very true. Like, I know, like, coming from, like, being in a relationship where you kind of, like, sometimes people lose themselves in relationships because they're always thinking about their significant other, and you're like, hold on, you gotta care about yourself. And also, it's, like, really important for us to think about, like, hey, well, I still love you, but I have to care about myself, too. And just because you're going through that don't mean I gotta generally go through that. Like, let me uplift you and you figure out something, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like we don't do that very often. It's like, okay, well, you need help, I'm about to stop what I'm doing, but you might feel sad inside, like something might be going on with you inside, but you just stop caring about yourself because you worried about how the other person feels. So,
and that's fine to worry about like how the other person feels, but don't forget about yourself, because it's like you can still help them by also being a great person as well, and like upgrading yourself, because they might look at you like, dang, Jazz is doing this or Storm is doing that. Let me like jump on that bandwagon, or let me do what they're doing. So
yeah, it's very true. And I just feel like maybe in my past relationships, that comes from me growing now. Like, I cared so much about the other person that I forgot about how to love myself properly. So I found out, like, okay, like, since I've been on to the mode, like, okay, well, I'm like out of, being in this situation with this person. Storm, what is something you like to do? Because you normally doing what they want to do. Like, for instance, of just going to follow someone else's dream, but you're not following your own because it's like, well, I'm going to go do this, I'm going to go do that. Like, wait a minute, just stop, breathe. And I had to do that for myself. And that was part of my self-care, was just really following through, like, what I wanted to do for myself. And since I've been doing that, baby, it's good. It's up.
But yeah, I mean, during the summer, I did a lot of self-care as well. Like, I really just sat down with myself and learned a lot about myself. Like, now I'm like, dang, I like that. I didn't even know I like that. That's weird. But also, going on dates with yourself, too. Like, you can still be in a relationship with your person or whatever, but take yourself out on a date. It's so relaxing. Like, I used to I still do, but I just don't have enough time because of school and other stuff. Besides that, going to the movies, I really enjoy doing that. Like, just going to the movies by yourself, buying stuff from the concession stand, that always gets me so happy.
Listen, the concession stand be too high for me. Listen, I be that person for the popcorn.
You need to get the, we're not gonna promote.
Okay, we not
doing that because they not promoting us. But yeah, I used to love going to the movies by myself, and a lot of people are like, why do you do that? And they would look at me crazy, like, what's wrong with you?
I feel like that's really weird. To me, like, I like doing that. Like, going to movies, I go out to eat by myself all the time. I love to eat. So that's another thing. Like, going to movies, eating, like, you have to really just, that's really true.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because when you spend time for yourself, by yourself, you start to, like Jazz said, you realize about what you really like. Like, I found a lot of stuff that I like, you know? I started meditating.
Oh, okay.
And meditation has helped me completely put myself in the right vibration. Because I feel like you tend to do that out of like a relationship. You have someone's energy on you.
Ooh.
And that energy, sometimes people are going through things in their life that could be negative, you know? And it's like, you start to be like, why am I sad, bro? Like, I'm not this type of person.
You're definitely talking about a summertime. That's another
that is another conversation. And people understand that is very real. It is real. Like, you have to have that space by yourself and take out someone's energy and be like, okay, let me meditate. And meditation you don't generally have to be like, you know, listen to music, cross your legs. You know, you could just be in like your self-thought and just relax. You know, think about stuff for yourself. And you gotta sometimes wash that energy away.
You do.
Sage your house. Because that energy be left.
Yeah. Or even like washing clothes might be help you with your growth or whatever.
True. I hate folding after. But you know,
I don't like folding.
So
we already explained what it looks like to us. Is there in depth anything else what it looks like to you?
Really, I feel like in like self-care, when you go through it, you can also see like your loved one, how different they are when they're kind of by themselves. You know, like you can see like your friend being in a relationship, you're like, dang, that's kind of draining her. Like, you know what I mean? Or that's draining him. Like, but once they start taking a part of themselves, they start to realize like,
it's like you become very in tune with yourself.
Yes.
Once you start practicing how to love you properly.
Very true. Very true.
Because a lot of people on here, a lot of people in general be like, I love myself, but you're going through a lot of toxic stuff and you're really receiving bad stuff from that person. So it's like, you don't love yourself.
Yes.
And not just relationships, it could be friendships too.
Very true. What's the saying? Like, who you hang around, you end up like if someone does not have, they don't have to have the exact same goal as you, but if they don't, to me, if you don't have that ambition and hustle or that just like that drive to do something better for yourself, sometimes that can be put on you. And it's like, you can motivate someone, and if they don't take that motivation, it gets harder, like, for you to grow as a person. And so that's why friendship, sometimes you gotta be like, hey girl, hey dude, like get it together, we got it, we gonna get this and we gonna get this money, and that's what it is.
And if they wanna stay,
you gotta leave them.
I gotta go. I'm sorry. Cause you know, stuff gets old when you just are hanging around a bunch of people that's not really doing anything. I'm not saying you chasing to be a millionaire, but like, be around people who's trying to get like an education or something they're trying to reach. Like, I don't care if they're trying to buy some cheeses the next day, like something. Like, it could just be anything.
Yeah, for sure. Because I feel like if you don't hang around people that can help you or you can help them, some things get draining. Like, you cannot continue to say, okay, well, I don't want to do this, I don't want to date. You got to put that effort. And that's just plain simple self-care. Like, you just have to put yourself out there sometimes, even when it's hard, because I know that through my self-care, I struggle with anxiety and depression. So I know that sometimes, like, for my friends, they like, dang, like, you good? Like, you kind of moody. And I can be sometimes get a little attitude. And so, like, with that being said, like, I gotta catch myself. Like, my problem is not with them. My problem is within myself. So I have to be better as a person. So it's hard, but, like, you gotta be a better friend sometimes for your friendships.
And also just getting out your comfort zone. I know that, me and Summer clubbers, like some people would call. We like to club. But we also go to different clubs. We also go to clubs that the people don't look like us. Yes. And we have people who don't want to go with us because they're not used to that club. However, me and Storm have been going to so many different clubs, and we've been meeting so many different people, amazing people, and they're very welcoming.
Yes.
We went to an African hookah place.
I love that place. If y'all go, you know.
And the people were so welcoming, like just so nice, like beyond what we're used to. Cause we go to some clubs and
rude. Okay, rude. Let's just put it out there, rude.
Tiffany looking at you like,
you let me tell you.
who is you?
Speaking of that, clubs and meeting people. Look, just because you have a section does not mean you can treat people like crap. Like, that section for that day, yes, you want to feel great, okay? But, like, being rude to other people is not acceptable at all.
Not at all.
Like, come with a nice, like, happy vibe. Like, you're supposed to be out with your friends, be happy. You know what I'm saying? Like, why you gotta be pushing the next person, shoving? We went to one club, was it last week?
Yeah, we're not gonna say
We're not gonna say the name. If you party in Dallas, you will find out. But it's just, okay, how can I say this? With our age, we're not that old, but going to some clubs that are younger, I don't know what's going on, but it's like people don't have respect for people. And that needs to change. So that's part of self-care. Maybe you're not happy with yourself. So figure that out.
Like, why are they looking at you up and down, the females? You in the restaurant. I like your outfit. I don't like it no more. You's rude.
We're not doing that no more. Yeah. Like, as women, we should actually be like, thank you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if you don't even have a compliment to give back, it's okay. That thank you is enough. Yeah. Like, just be happy. Like, we can't be going to the clubs out here and just being rude. No more.
Like, for what? Like, why?
The guys to show these women respect. Like, if you see me trying to get through and I say, excuse me, mind you, I'm only 5 feet, and I know you cannot hear me over this music. But if I say, excuse me, you can hear me. And then you're going to look at me and be like, don't do that.
Yeah, dudes, some dudes are definitely rude nowadays in the club. And it's crazy. It's like, sir,
yes,
why are you trying to square up to me? What did I do to you?
This is the reason why everybody needs self-care.
Like, exactly, self-love. Yes. They need some sage in that club.
They do. I'm telling y'all, when y'all find out which club it is, you gonna know what we was talking about, because that ain't it.
Yeah, because
it's old when you get older.
It does get older. I mean, it does get old, but it's like every now and then we like to go to a nice lounge, drink a little wine or whatever, be cute.
Like, I know one thing I really like is like the hookah lounges. I'm a hookah girl. So, like, the vibe is good for me there. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, you're, like, right. It does get really old, probably.
They do need some sage.
They do. That's what they need, okay? That is very true. But, yeah, like, I feel like, yes, as you get older, things do change a lot.
It does.
But at the same time, it's like, sometimes you just want to see, like, okay, cool. Like, I do have a younger sister. If she want to go out and be like, hey, you should go here, go, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, the club scene is a lot of,
because we just like to get out and be cute.
Like,
we just be like, okay, girl, let's go.
Yeah, because sometimes that's part of self-care, though.
We get to listen to that City Girls. And
that is, we do, though. Where is the 30 plus club that's let out? Well, you know what? Listen, that's your own club. That's your own club.
I'm not gonna lie, about like 1:30, we ready to go.
For real.
We went to that one club.
Listen. The people that know me and Jackson be out till like 2 o'clock, you know, but we left early. It was about, 12? We said we got to go.
First of all, the valet person asked for a cash app to.
Okay.
You're a scammer. I'm sorry. No one asking for no cash app.
We're not doing that no more. Look, if you don't have nothing connected to PayPal, I cannot do anything with it. And the City Girls.
They are young.
They are. But sometimes, as a woman, sometimes you have your City Girl moment, okay?
I know, they be having some fire, like,
they do. You gotta turn up. Like, I feel like just because we're getting older doesn't mean that we can't have fun. Like,
yeah, that's true.
It's some music, yes, we be like, okay.
I do it to the Mary J. Blige, and I be like,
this is true.
Okay, Mary, I'm ready.
I can see you. I can really see you getting ready.
I be listening to Mary J. Blige while I be getting ready sometimes.
Listen, I can't tell y'all what I be listening to when I get ready. You know what I'm
With
saying?
that 21 and up club, I had to listen to
Girl, put that. Listen, I don't know, but they need to put some Marvin Sapp in there because it wasn't it. I agree.
We're going to hell. You're going to hell. Wait, I ain't gonna say that. What club they play that gospel song?
Well, okay, we can say what club it was. But
somebody on our views was dancing to that. Like I ain't gonna say who, but they was well into it. I'm not gonna say who it was, but
well, with that being said,
you know who you are.
What is it that? Okay, no, we're not going to. What? Because I was trying to think of the song, but I have it in my head. But we don't even need to bring that one up. But I feel like a lot of these places are really. They just, I don't know. They just need to get some things together. Like some things are just not in order. And
when he asked for Cash App, I was disgusted.
Yeah, at that point, I feel like that was a sign from God. Like y'all shouldn't even go in here. Like we could have left. Now that I think
we did, but like I said, that goes back to we wanted to see something different because we thought it would have been a great experience. It was a cool experience. I'm not gonna lie, but. It's just the crowd. Like, we squished.
Don't even give me
Tiffany and them looking at you sideways. The dude in the fur coat thinking he king of New York. You're not, sir. I know you're hot because I'm hot looking at you. It's a no.
First of all, I don't know this man's name.
King of New York.
Like,
That's what he wanted to be.
At this point, he was sweating, okay? And he gonna look at you like he was in the... Sir, you got this big coat on.
He thought he was in power.
He wanted to be ghost at that moment. And then he gonna jump over. Listen, it's done.
We looked at our friends and we was like, y'all ready to go?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, because that ain't it.
No, it was a mess.
But, you know, we've been to other clubs that's been
cool.
Mansion parties and stuff.
Okay. See, this is why.
Okay. So, like, what is some of the stuff that you healed from? Like, like that really took you, like, to be like, oh, you know what? I really need to heal for this. I really need time to, like, get over this. Like, it was a process, like my mother said, a process.
Okay, let me, you see, I feel like my last relationship, that took me through a real process. Like, I even look, because you know Snapchat always likes to remind you how you was the beginning of the year, last year, 2 years ago.
I didn't know that until you told me. I was like, what are you talking about?
Girl.
And you told me, and I was like, oh.
Listen, some things just need to be deleted. And I started deleting stuff as it goes because as I looked at myself, I was like, wow, like, girl, that's not even you. Like, the people that know me and see me, like, I got a full face now. Before, I don't know what I was going through.
And I'm like, so getting 50.
Girl, some things don't need
They talking about information. I said, that's all her.
Okay, let's say that again.
That's all her.
No man can ever do this. Okay. Let me tell you, like, that, my last relationship really broke me down. Like, broke me all the way down where I was, like, miserable, like, sad, like, girl, what is wrong with you? When you find out that you crying to, like, and then you know, you the next. Okay? There's no way possible that you should be crying to that. But that right there, like, even when we went to Austin. And
oh my God.
Listen, I don't know who we thought we were. But like,
because we was going through a breakup with each other.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I feel like God put us in that same place at the same time so we can both help each other, you know, get through that. But yeah, we went to Austin. This is my first time being in Austin. Let me tell you something. and we were just sad.
Sad.
We did have some fun. I'm not gonna lie, we had some fun.
I got some video.
But we was like, we were trying to fake it. Like, yeah, we eat.
Let me tell you, when you come back from going out and you come and lay down and you don't say nothing to each other, you know you sad. Not like you remember. Sad. But like, I feel like even going on that trip kind of like released something. Like, okay, well, we need to grow on this and grow on that. And I know both of us had a lot of growing to do without our significant others. So it was like, it was hard. Ooh, it was hard.
But we made it through though.
Yeah.
It was hard, but we made it through. Like I said, I feel like God was like, you're going through this and you're going through this. And so he put us both together so we can both like have somebody to talk to with it about and stuff like that.
For sure.
I mean, we were sad, but then, you know, we had our dark moments and we were like, you know what, we gotta do better. Like we gotta heal ourselves from this. Like it hurts. Yeah. It hurts like hell, but
we got through.
We was like, there's something greater out there. There's a reason why God is doing what he's doing. Yes. We don't understand. That's what my mother said. Like, we don't understand what it is, but you're going to look back and be like, aha.
Right.
That's what you were trying to teach me.
Very true.
And I think God was trying to cut you off. I think God was trying to teach us how to love ourselves even more and to show us who we are. Because God was like, do y'all know who y'all are?
Really?
Do you? Because I don't think you do.
Let me tell you.
I'm going to show you who you are.
Girl, say that.
Because I was crying in the Honda.
Listen, but what she rocking in now?
I'm laughing at the Jeep.
Okay. Let me tell you. This is true. Period. No, but it's really true though. Because like, going through all of that, like, let me tell y'all, because, like, my first job working with the kids, I was working at YMCA, and I couldn't be a good teacher to these kids, like, because was so sad that, like, going in was sad, like, literally, I was having anxiety attacks after anxiety attacks, like, going to work having an anxiety attack, and that's when I realized, like, whoa, like, this is not good for you, like, this should not be happening. So, like, for sure, even in that process, like, I remember I started going to the gym and working out. That helps so much. It does. Like, I didn't believe it at first because people were like, just go to the gym, go to the gym. I'm like, I didn't go to the gym. I only go to the gym for, but that speaks on why I got like this, you know what I'm saying? But really, though, like, it's up. It is. But, like, really, going to the gym really helps a lot. Like, I still do that now. Like, when I'm sad, work out. Like, get that, whatever is sad at that moment, get it out.
Yeah, the gym definitely helps. It's like a detox. Like, it just feels so good. Yeah. Like, I know some people be like, oh, we can do this and do that. Go to the gym. Like, even if you're not, like, the best person, don't know what to do at the gym, go walk on the treadmill. Go lift up a little weight. You know? Go walk around the little gym area. Do something. Just go. Get out. Like, that's the main thing. Like, when it comes to healing, get out and do something. Like,
yes. And it don't have to be the club.
Don't.
Like, that's one thing.
That's when you're healing.
When you're in a healing process, don't drink. Like, that will make you more sad. Let me tell y'all, I done had a hitty incident when I was going through my process. Don't drink. Do not drink.
I said, look at my friend.
Alcohol is not the way, okay? No. Like, go through, like, drink some tea, you know what I'm saying? And just write. Writing always helps. Like, I started writing poetry, and that helped a lot. Like, getting my feelings out and, you know, explaining really how I felt that I couldn't really explain. Of course, you know, I had Jazz there, and shoot, we was both dead, so, look, our advice to each other probably was like, yeah, don't do, you know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't recommend that, but I'm doing that. I told her not to drink, but I was doing it.
Many nights I had me a glass of wine and took myself to sleep. So, but it's really true because how she said in the beginning, how like God kind of brought us together because even before that time, we were not talking to each other. And even then, that was crazy because Listen, we was not talking. We wasn't even cool. And
we blocked each other on social media. Like,
we was like, who is that? I don't know that girl. Mind you,
I don't like her.
Really, and we've been knowing each other since 3rd grade. Well, I was in 3rd, she was in 4th, but you know. Either way, we've been knowing each other for that long, and it's like that's also kind of hurts. Like, you know what I mean? Like, kind of, you know, separating from someone that you've been knowing for a long time over some dumb stuff. Like, we were just childish. That's what it was.
Yeah, lack of communication. Just a lot of things. Like I said, like a lot of people, you can get heartbroken from a friendship. A lot of people don't like talking about that, but it can hurt. Like I said, if you've been knowing a person for years or months or whatever, and they just have a great relationship, you have a great relationship with them, and you just care for them, it hurts.
It does.
Like us not being together, it hurt me. Like I'm not gonna lie, a lot of people notice that. Like, you finna cry?
I'm sensitive.
And that's what she was doing. Like, she was like my best friend. Like, we used to be on the phone watching BET 106.
Who stays on the phone for hours? Like, first of all, we used to live in the same apartment. She wasn't that far. So who stays on the phone? No. Like, that was sad. Like, I really felt like I really lost somebody close to me.
Yeah.
Because she knows me really well. So it was like, dang. But we back, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know, things happen, and you know, this time around, I look at her differently. Like I have to look at her differently. Like, I can't treat her the same because she's not the same person. So the things that she used to like back in the day, she don't like now. So I have to come at her differently.
Yeah.
So
this is very true,
which is very good.
Yeah, and I feel like going up, like us being apart, we had to grow separately.
We did,
you know, and now we come back and we find out like we like the same things. Like, oh, you like that? I didn't know you like that. You know,
we would match. We match.
Bro,
the club.
This happens all the time. But you know, it's good though. You know, like you have to do that sometimes, and even in relationships, like sometimes you have to part yourself from someone and then come back together and like, dang, like that love and care is still there.
It is.
So it's like, you can't think about something negative, but at the same time, like, if there's someone there, like, because I just thought about Kobe in my head, I don't know why, but, like, you have to also think about, like, okay, like, make sure you tell your loved ones that you love them, because the separation from someone, it hurts, you know? So you always have to make sure you put that in there, like, bro, maybe we need a separation, but I still love you and care about you. So make sure y'all do that. I don't know why I felt like I needed to say that, but, you know,
it's just like, you know. But yeah, that's very true. Very, very, very true. So we back and better.
Back, you know? Like, now that I think about, like, I had a lot of friendships that I had to part away from. And not only just because, like, some things can be unhealthy for you, but some things are, like, you know, you have that person in your life for a reason. Mm-hmm. And it's like, okay, well, they taught you this and they taught you that. Like, I ain't gonna even lie, my trust is all the way messed up.
No.
Like, it's messed up. Like, I love, this is the thing, like, I love people. Like, I like to get to know people, but my trust, for me to trust somebody, it take a long time because of, like, things that happened in the past. Mm-hmm. But, like, you know, you gotta go through that and just, you know, try to get better at situations. So that's what I'm trying to do.
That's very true. That's very true. I was going to say something so good. Because you said something. I was like, ooh, let's
bring it back. Bring it back.
Oh, let me think for a minute.
All right, now.
I'm going to say something. No, don't do that.
Oh, you don't do that? Okay, do it.
I'm going to forget.
Okay, well, it's going to come back.
It's going to come back. But yeah, so that's what healing looks like to us. Mm-hmm. Just like going to the gym, going out to eat with each other, spending quality time with yourself. Just really facing the things that broke you.
Yes.
You know, I was listening to T.D. Jakes while I was going through my healing process, and he said you need to sit in your mess. So at night, for me, it was hard for me to go to sleep because my thoughts will always keep going and going, and I never wanted to go to sleep. So until one day I was like, you know what? I'm going to sit in my mess, and I'm going to let it go so I can be free.
Yeah.
Because this ain't me. Like, everybody sees me. I'm very happy. I'm always. So just imagine me really sad.
Y'all want to see that.
But it's okay. I mean, you go through things for a reason, and those things to help you stronger and become a better person.
Yes.
So. And I also said, I always tell people, if you went through a breakup or a friendship breakup, whatever, don't let that person who broke you have power over you.
Very true.
Don't become who broke you.
Don't.
Like, if you are a happy person and you love and continue to be that. Don't let them have that power over you. Mm-hmm. I hate when people say, I will never love again because so-and-so broke them. Don't ever say that. Don't ever say. I hate when people say that because I'm like, why?
Yep.
Why would you stop loving because so-and-so did that to you? They don't deserve that. Mm-hmm. They don't deserve that. If anything, they didn't deserve you.
Say that again.
They didn't deserve you.
They check. You just mentioned today.
No.
You can't do that.
No, you can't.
Because, like, I always think, like, okay, yes, this person did this, but they were going through something, you know? And, like, we all go through something. And we have not, like my mama always says, we have not arrived yet. So, it's like, people are going to mess up. People are going to hurt your feelings. But at the end of the day, it's about you. Like, if you know you did that person right, and they didn't see it, that's on them. So you gotta continue loving.
It's like, what else could you, like, if you the type of person that puts 100% in everything that you do, and they still messed up on you or whatever, what else could you give them? Like,
you can't.
What else could you give them?
It's with themselves.
It's with themselves.
So don't be afraid to be like, okay, well, you know, I just gotta leave them alone. Because sometimes you have to do that. Like, I know last week or the week before last week, we talked about ghosting. But sometimes you have to block someone and you have to take their energy away from you. Because it gets harder for you to move on and to be something great that you're supposed to be. Like, yes, you may have loved this person dearly, but like, they didn't appreciate you. And sometimes they're never going to appreciate you because they haven't loved themselves. So, gotta just spread it out a little bit. Like, all right, maybe I do have to just take everybody away. Just listen to myself. So,
and I know it might be hard to let go, but you're gonna let go because if you don't, they're gonna continue to break you and break you until you have to let go,
girl.
And it's gonna be devastating.
Let me tell you something. Look, they gave me the open door because I was just gonna leave this alone. But like, during my past relationships, if someone does not appreciate you, you have to understand that they're just not supposed to be with you. Like, I know that people like, you know, it's just, they need to take their time. Sometimes they show you over and over again who they are, and you just have to believe them. Like, yes, people come back, they can change. I believe everyone can change. But if they show you one time that they're doing the exact same thing, don't go back and be like, no, it was just, no. They just showed you who they are. Like, I had to learn that. Like, I kept on going back to the same thing over and over again and just continue thinking like, oh, okay, like, you know, they did that, but like, this time was, no. That's who they are. And it's going to take time for them to grow. And sometimes you can't grow with them. You got to grow separately.
Yeah. Until they fully show you, like, you're worthy and they're ready to change. Okay. You're like, all right, I got to go. And don't wait on nobody. No.
Yes. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. Check. Exactly. You have to. Because let me tell you, they come back around and they will change. Like, every time they show a different face. But in the inside, that is still that same person. And it's up to you to be like, nah, we not doing that.
You gotta love yourself enough to just walk away.
Yes.
And be like, you know what, I don't deserve this. Like,
this is true. No more. And even bringing up like self-love. Sometimes if you don't like love yourself, you go back to the same person, but it could be a different person. So it's like you may think that like, oh, like I've moved on, but you really didn't, because the person that you're with now is the same person, and God is trying to show you that you keep on doing the same thing over again.
Just in a different body.
Okay. So it gets hard sometimes, you know, because it's like everyone wants to have love and everybody wants to have a friend. Everybody wants to have somebody that cares about them. But you have to realize, like, hey, You gotta love yourself more than you love the other person.
And I think it's because a lot of people have like a big heart and they just forget. Like, oh, okay, it's okay, it's okay. It's not okay.
No,
it's never
it's
okay
not.
when people are constantly destroying you.
Yeah. And some people, they like to see people destroyed because they're not happy with themselves.
That's very true.
So it's like, okay, once you realize that someone is not happy with themselves, you have to part your way sometimes. And it does, like we keep on saying, it hurts. We know, trust me, we done been through it. It hurts to just, let's leave out with Jesus Christ. Okay, so
Michael Jordan face.
Stop, really though. I ain't gonna even lie. Sometimes I just, I'm like, man, I'm probably crying just like trying to wake up. Every time you wake up, you like,
You crying in the shower to nobody hear you. We hear you.
do you? Because at this point, you know when you've been crying, when your eyes get puffy.
And your friends notice.
Yes, you be like, bro, you was crying.
Nah, girl, it's just allergies.
It's not even allergies.
Girl, it's 45 degrees outside. Where is the allergies?
Shoot, never know in Texas. They didn't pop
Shoot, like, so you just gotta do that.
Yeah.
It's okay.
For sure. It's something that has to be done in your life. Like, everybody goes through something that changes them, and everything goes, like, you know, you just go through all these things in life that you're just like, alright. So, it's okay.
And sometimes it's just, you gotta be like, it's not me, it's them. And then you got to forgive them because they're not where you are, where you want them to be.
Exactly.
So it's like, all right, this person is going through something in their time. They can't love me properly. However, don't be like, okay, let me wait so they can love me. No.
Don't wait. Don't wait. Do not wait. Okay? Like, I feel like waiting is horrible. Okay? I'm not a patient person. Okay? At all. And sometimes you feel like waiting will change that person because you're like, well, maybe they need to know this. Maybe they need a little break. You know what I'm saying? Or they, listen, excuse my language, but F all that. You know what I'm saying? We don't need to do that. Like, you need to just say, okay, they're in their process. I need to be in mine. So, shoot, don't be waiting for nobody.
These two damaged people together can't create nothing together.
Nothing. They're just
disaster. Not everybody has a little broken here and there,
right?
But like, if you're completely broken and you hook up with another broken person, what comes out of that?
Nothing.
Hell.
Okay.
H-E-L-L. Hell.
Okay. But this is so true. That's why it's like everybody goes through something in their past relationships that kind of was like, dang, like, bro, are you doing that same thing? You know what I'm saying? Are you going back and doing this? But you gotta think to yourself, like, alright, like, if you're doing that, then that's what you're doing. And if you're not, then we're just gonna leave it as that. Like, you know? And it's like, of course, people are gonna have questions. People are gonna wonder, like, it's hard like that in friendships or relationships because even as friends, like, you could be cool and having a great time and somebody says something that you just like, whoa, that gives me back. Because everything, sometimes things trickle back in your mind. Like, dang, are you going to do the same thing, you know? So, you just gotta, no, go ahead.
And for me, like, I overanalyze things. So I will always be like, so what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? And, you know, and I'd be like, oh, I know what that person did wrong, but I also did some wrong things as well, which was overgiving, and like other stuff. So I'm like, you know, I can't do that no more because I'm such a giving person, but I need to know when to cut it off.
Very true.
So
very, very true. Because giving is nice. Like, keep on giving. Don't ever stop that. Because sometimes people need it more than you. Like, you always need somebody to be like, hey, you know, like, you're giving your energy for they can feel it so they can understand, like, okay, well, I need to have this type of vibe. Like, I'm always a person that you should be positive through anything. Like, I know some stuff just sucks. Like, you like, damn, why did this happen? But, like, think a positive way out of it. Like, okay, well, this person did me like this, but you probably put a light underneath their life, you know? Try to show them something different that you thought that you couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
So,
like, what did I learn from this?
yes.
Like, what is the higher power, or
Yeah.
for me, God, what is God trying to teach me?
Exactly. Because everybody comes in your life for a lesson, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Lesson or reason. They might be in your life forever. So, at the end of the day, you gotta just have that experience with whoever it is and just live it. Because, look, we all here for an experience, right? So,
and then like with friends, I want to get back on the subject
Mm-hmm.
with friends. It's like if you have a falling out with a friend, you know, you just need to reach out to them sometimes and have a sit down. Because that's what I did with Storm, and she thought I was.
I thought she was trying to kill me.
She thought I was trying to kill her.
She want to sit down. What?
Girl, you look like a murderer to you.
We're not going to bring that up.
So you trying to say I'm a joke?
Mm.
But yeah, sometimes you just need to have a sit down with
Yeah.
them and just talk to them. Like, hey, let me talk to you. Like, because sometimes it's just a lack of communication or misunderstanding.
It was.
It was, for us, it was. Like, it was just like a lot of people in our ear saying things about us. And we're like, I've been knowing you for so
Right.
long. Like, how
Yeah.
can they tell me about you and I know about you? Like,
Yeah.
it was just a whole bunch of misunderstanding. So we just had to sit down. We talked about it. And we were like, all right, cool.
Really though, because like when I think about it, it was quite funny because a lot of people, the people that I were hanging out with during that time were like super against it. Like, why would you do that? You're like backstabbing us and blah, blah, blah. But to be honest, F y'all, like, y'all, like, to me, I'm a person on loyalty. Like, yes, me and Jazz, we've been through our stuff or whatever, but she's always been loyal. Like, she's always kept it all the way 100, and I had to go back in my head, like, really, have y'all? Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, at that moment, maybe. But in things that have happened, no, you didn't. So it's like having that conversation, because communication is really important.
Very
like,
important.
I know sometimes I can suck at communication. I'm not gonna even lie. Sometimes I'd be mad. I'd be like, bro, I don't even feel like talking right now. But like, as I've gotten older, I'm like, all right, I can talk about it. But that person has to be willing to talk about it too. Because if they're not, you're gonna be talking to the wall. So
They have to come in with an open mind too. Because some people just come in like closed off, like I'm gonna just see what he or she said.
right, and that's how I
do
do
that. Apologize to me.
That is very true. It ain't nobody apologizing out here if I ain't do nothing wrong. No.
Why'd you even come to this sit down if you coming in like that?
Right? It's true though, because like I feel like if I didn't come with that open mind, we would have got nowhere.
No,
And honestly, like I think it was like maybe a year that we didn't like. Was it a year or 2 years?
It was long.
Listen.
It was long. It was like no.
Yeah, because I didn't have
It
no
was like
21st
3 years.
It was. I thought that was the first time. See, we did not have friends for
Our friendship broke up twice.
The first time, I'm gonna say that's on me though, cause it was on me.
Yeah, don't tell me what she did to me. She'll tell you sooner or later.
Sooner or later, I might tell y'all. But that also comes from healing though, because in general, I don't feel like back then, because I was young when the first time happened.
We were both young.
Yeah, like
this was like high
it
school.
was like 15.
Middle school, high school? Like,
Yeah, I think I just had got to 10th grade, 9th grade.
yeah.
10th grade.
we
It was
were
10th
young.
grade. Yeah, really young. So like that time, the people I chose over my friend was low key to me selfish. Like, cause I'm thinking about myself, my happiness. Like, hey, I'm not thinking about my friend. Like, you know. So, you know, lesson learned. We done came back, we was cool, and sometimes happy, you know.
That's why, like, for me, I love all my friends and I love my significant other. So it was kind of hard to, like, what's the word I'm looking for? To have boundaries. So, because I will choose my friends over my significant other, my significant other over my friends, just to make everybody happy. Reality, I wasn't happy because it was never good enough. Because my friends were like, "You doing this?" And then the significant other was like, "Well, I feel like this," and it was just like I wasn't trying to do any of that. I was just trying to please everybody. Because when you have friends who are very opinionated and very strong personalities, it's hard. And then you have a significant other that has strong personality, and it's hard. And you're just like,
it's really hard.
I just want everybody to be happy and bake cookies. And it's just like, no,
We didn't make no cookies though, ever. Just like I feel like though, actually, even though that happened, it kind of like shows us now, like, yo, we're probably never gonna, we're never gonna let that happen. Because it's like, yo, like, let's have that conversation, let's talk about it, like, yo, so this is what happened, this is how I feel. And I feel like now we're like way more open to just have conversations no matter what. Like, yo, this happened, let's talk about it. And of course, bringing everyone together, not everybody's gonna like each other. Not everybody gonna have that same type of vibe. But I feel like we're old enough to be like, yo, if you don't like this person, you at least can be cordial. Like,
be respectful.
Yes, definitely.
Like, be very respectful. Like, we're at the age, like, you work with people you don't like now.
Listen.
But you gonna go get a check. So
Always.
make it the same thing.
Yeah, low key, I ain't gonna even lie, that's hard sometimes. Because people I work with, I be like, sorry.
But you can't touch it because you want your check.
Yes. That check is important.
So just be like that with your friends and
Pretty
your
much.
significant other. It's just boundaries.
Yeah, it is. And it's like sometimes, like I know they always say like, when you want to like check somebody, like they say checking. I feel like it's rude when you try to check someone in front of someone, like, because that's rude. When you're significant, when you're in a relationship, you need to bring that home. You talk about that at home. When you're with your friends, you talk about with your friends. Don't do that in front of anybody, because you might feel, I know when I was younger, like, I'd be like, dang, why you ain't say nothing then? But it's like, now that I understand, it's like, no, you shouldn't do that. Like, it should be left alone in the private conversation with that person. So no one feels like, dang, you gonna do that in front of like them? Like, that's rude. And it's like, everyone has their relationships and with how they feel with each other. And you know your significant other more than you know, like, your friends know them. So it's like, some things just don't need to be, brought up in front of other people. So that's really important to not do that.
Very important. It's just mixing the friends with the significant other. It can go really great or it can go really, really sour.
Yeah. And I know it's hard. It's hard sometimes because everybody's personalities are, like you said, like, I know our friend group, we all have very strong personalities.
Yes, we do.
And it's like, I don't like that, I don't like this. But I'm always ready to party and have fun. Unless you make me mad. But
that is over.
I'm trying to be nice. I am nice. Don't do me. But
so how do you view others now, since you have this new outlook on life and stuff? Since you are healing or
okay. My healing process took a minute. It took a long minute, and I had to think to myself, because me being in a relationship, I have to view different things in that relationship and view different things with my friends. This hurt me, but let me, bringing it to them. And I know that during the healing process, people might view you as being odd or weird, wow, are you not trying to do this? Why you don't want to do that? And it's since now that I went through all that healing, I view people different, because it's now I think maybe they're just not okay. Yeah. Maybe something is bothering them and they don't want to talk about it right now. So I'm gonna just let them be, let them have their time, and when they're ready to talk to me, then I'm open ears. I want to hear everything. Let me know what's up, because I know during my time I was really sad. People are oh, you're not the same, or you're not, I always laugh. I laugh all day. So it's when I'm not laughing, it's different. So now, when I see someone that I care about, I'm all right, they're just you know.
With me, I just tell people it's okay to be sad. It's okay to cry. Like, I'm never the friend that be like, you better stop crying. You better get over it. No. Because crying, it heals your heart. Let them feel whatever they want to feel.
Yeah.
Even if the person was bad for them or the friendship was bad for them, let them feel their emotions.
Yes.
Like, don't tell people what to do and how to feel. Like, who are you?
For sure.
Like, that might work for you to be all strong. It doesn't work for everybody.
Yeah. Because I've tried that, to act like it doesn't even bother me. Then I find myself driving home sad. Like, like, bro, why am I crying? I'm sad. It's okay, be sad. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta cry. If you do not let that out, it's just gonna stay in, and then later on you lash out on somebody because you're hurting.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, it is. You lash out.
You lash. You be like, what? All I did was flip the chair to the, like, little things bother you. You know what I'm saying?
That's very true.
So, I feel like viewing people as like, we're all human. We all go through stuff. And even if you feel like your friend is the strongest friend, like, we get sad. We start to feel like it's hard on us, you know?
Yeah, it's like always check on your strongest friends.
Indeed.
Like, you might think they have it so together or whatever because they're always happy. Nah.
I ain't gonna even lie, like, it's like how I view like some of my family. Like, when I've actually, like, when you're little, you're like, wow, like, they're never gonna cry. Nothing makes them sad. But when you see someone cry, like, you truly love, you like, dang, bro, like, you forget that these people have these emotions, you know, they're sad, and
because they're so super.
Yes.
Like, wow.
Like,
they cry?
Really though, because I just see things.
They're so happy. It's like,
They cry.
I view people differently too. Like, everyone's different. I try not to categorize everybody. So it's like, I try to get to know people and talk to them. That way I can figure out them. Like, okay, so this person, this and that. Like, I study people. I'm a very observant type of person. So.
Yeah, and I feel like that also brings up, like, I had to view people as, like, people have insecurities. Like, and sometimes, like, you would think, like, social media puts out a different thing to people. Like, you're like, wow. Actually, so we are going to cut off this live, and we'll be back because we have some questions that we need to answer, and I will finish what I said. So we'll see you guys in a minute. Wait. This is